Good day, sir. I am Vancouver Bohol, Bachelor of Science in Criminology, Section Go. So, I have interviewed 3 students from Buena Vista Community College taking up the course Bachelor of Science in Education, major in English, about the topic the Philippine Government Science and Technology Agenda. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you too.
Can you please introduce yourself first?
Okay, I am John Flor T. Ocanyada from BSN English 2C.
So, I have a question to you about the Philippine Government Science and Technology Agenda. So, are you ready?
Yes, of course.
So, number 1 question. Do you believe that the colonizer brought science to the Philippines?
Well, yes, I do believe that the colonizers brought science in the Philippines, and thus we can sense a product of science every day. For example, how medicines and tools have developed, how buildings and infrastructures have emerged. If the colonizer didn't brought science in our country, hence we are back from living the traditional ways of our ancestors.
Yes, that's true. So, number 2. How did science start in the country?
Well, since Spanish were the ones who set in foot in of our country, I do believe that the Spanish colonialism has affected and the first introduced science by us Filipinos. And time passes by, science is evolving from time to time.
So that's all, I think. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good afternoon also.
Can you please introduce yourself?
I am Ivy Nasco, Basic English 4D, and I am studying in Buena Vista Community College.
Okay, so I have a question to you about the Philippine Government Science and Technology Agenda. So, number 1 question. Do you believe that the colonizer brought science to the Philippines?
Yes, I believe. Because the colonization of the Philippines contributed to growth of science and technology in the archipelago. The Spanish introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. During the early years of Spanish rule in the Philippines, parish schools were established where religion, reading, writing, arithmetic, and music was taught. Sanitation and more advanced methods of agriculture was taught to the natives. Later, the Spanish established colleges and universities in the archipelago, including the University of Santo Tomas. That's why I believe that colonizer brought science to the Philippines.
Okay, so question number 2. How did science start in the country?
Even before the Spanish colonization of the Philippines, local or native Filipinos were already practicing science and technology in the building of the rice terraces and the mummification of dead person. Filipinos were already aware of the therapeutic properties and medical values of plants. Filipinos were already engaged in farming, poultry, and use of trees for building homes. With the Spanish colonization, Filipinos started to learn and got education in science and technology. Spanish has introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. That's all.
Okay, so that's all. Thank you for your time.
Thank you also.
Good afternoon.
Can you please introduce yourself first?
I am Maricruz Torion, Bachelor of Secondary in Education, major in English.
So I have 2 questions to you about the Philippine Government Science and Technology Agenda. So, number 1 question. Do you believe that the colonizer brought science to the Philippines?
Yes, I believe that the colonizer brought science in the Philippines because the colonization of the Philippines contributed to growth of science and technology in the archipelago. So the Spanish introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions during the early years of Spanish rule in the Philippines.
Okay, number 2 question. How did science start in the country?
So the science started in the country during the Spanish regime. That the beginnings of modern science and technology in the Philippines can be traced to the Spanish regime. So the Spaniards established schools, hospitals, and started scientific research, and this had important consequences for the rise of the country's professions.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation.